Welcome, my name is Kevin Brandon. In the next few videos, what I want to show you is how to create a button in Figma. Do it really efficiently, make it easy and fast to create. So the first video I'm going to show you about creating a button that has auto-responsive text to it. So if I change the text in the button, the background automatically stretches to fit that text, make sure it's got the even padding on the left, the right, the top, the bottom. The next video, what I want to do is show you how to create a component and use the text properties so that I can actually create an auto layout button, drag out an instance, change the text inside of it, really easy. The third video that I want to create is how to create an interactive button state. So each video will build on each other, so let's get started to begin with. A lot of people new to Figma will create a rectangle and they'll create text, and they'll simply maybe select both of these in the properties panel, go to my position, horizontally and vertically align the button, and maybe they'll group it, Command or Control G. And in my layers panel, I can see I've got group 1. Turning the arrow, there's my button, and there's my rectangle for the background. And that's one way to create a button, but it's not really efficient. If I change the text in here, for instance, let's make this text longer. So double click and get inside the button. Button text that is longer. Okay, so the button text is longer. It doesn't work because the background rectangle I'll have to manually create, and that's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to undo that and get ready back to the regular button. So this is one way to create a button. It's not the most efficient way. So let me show you a much better way to create a button. Grabbing the text tool, T on the keyboard, type in button. There it is. So this button now, what I can do with Figma is I can create an auto layout. So I can right click on this, or Command or Shift A allows me to create an auto layout. So the auto layout happens here, and the bounding box now expands beyond what the text box would, which means I've got some padding around here. I'm going to change the fill, and I'll make it like a gray again, like before, just to show what the button would look like. There's a button, and it just shows me I've got some spacing around here. In fact, if I go to my properties panel, now I've got auto layout, and now I can see I've got some padding on the left and the right, on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to simply change that and maybe make this 30 pixels, and maybe I'll make it 15 pixels. There we go. Maybe I want to round the corners. Sure, let's make it 7. There we go. So now I've created a button, and you may think, well, who cares? That's kind of exactly what you did with the group. But the auto layout, what this does for me, now if I click inside of the button, and I want to make the button text much longer, button text much longer, automatically the background changes to the width or the height of whatever the button text is inside of that. So this now makes it a much smarter button. Now they've got some responsive text inside of here. So that's one way to create the button, and I think that's a really efficient way to create a button versus the grouped element here. So if you've already got this, really quick to create a new text button, and in the next videos we'll show you how to make it even easier by making it a main component and dragging out instances so you can have design control and make your life easier. So that's one solution on how to create that button.